Peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings, people. This is Naseed Gifted coming to you live at the Phocused Black Podcast. We have an exciting one for you tonight. Today, we're talking about AI pioneers, Black innovators shaping the future. Unveil the dynamic contributions of Black technologists in the world of artificial intelligence and a critical conversation surrounding racial bias and ethics in AI development. Delve into the realm of artificial intelligence with the focus on Black innovators pushing boundaries in the field. Explore the intersection of AI, racial bias, ethics, and inclusivity in this insightful podcast. Once again, thank you for tuning in. My name is Naseed Gifted, along with my partner, Dilettante J. Bass, and this is the Phocused Black Podcast. You know, we thank everyone for tuning in each and every week, every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to get right into it, man. I wanted to kind of start off right before we get into this whole thing and we talk about AI. AI is closer to here more than you know it. You know, we're using Siri and Google Assist, and now you have all of these other platforms that are allowing you to use virtual assistants. But artificial technology or artificial intelligence is here and definitely here to stay. So it's a part of our everyday lives, even if you don't want it to be. So I wanted to kind of start off with that, but I wanted to also talk about, you know, life in general, and you can feel it in the streets and it feels like summer. So summer is finally here. We just had the summer solstice. We celebrated Juneteenth just this past week. And with the graduation season, you know, and I know you have loved ones who are close to you. Please make sure you reach out to them. You know, life is precious. You know I just lost someone very, very close and dear to me. So, you know, you have someone you love, let them know you love them, man. Definitely do that. You know, so we're going to talk about AI pioneers, and Black innovators that's shaping the future, right? So we're talking about shaping the future and what this future look like. So I want to talk about the importance of diversity in tech and in AI. So when we talk about artificial intelligence, we talk about diversity, we talk about these programmers, and we talk about this implicit biases that are written into these programs, right? Just like when you used to Google things, and when you look, when you type in bad and something, you know, evil or whatever, you know, you will get a connotation of someone of color, you know, like all of those things were kind of, you know, woven into the actual program. And these are some of the things that's you know, embedded into the everyday programming. And this is something that we need to be very intentional about. That's why you need to learn about these systems. We need programmers because we have less than 5%. I always get into this. That's in these STEM fields, which is science, technology, engineering, mathematics. We have about 3% of Black computer scientists and everything, which is one of the larger growth industries when we talk about computer science. So you definitely need to be able to get into this field, you know. So I touch on all of that because I want to get into like the diversity within tech and just understanding that there are some innovators, some people that's making some real power moves within this space and advocating for the ethics that's going on, within this particular space. So I wanted to kind of highlight. I'm always looking to highlight, these various Black technologists that's making achievements in AI, and also want to discuss their contribution and the impact that they're having within these particular fields. So I wanted to just kind of step on and touch on some of these individuals that's doing the work. I always want to talk about the people that's on the ground, that's doing the work. So my first individual that I wanted to talk about, and I want to make sure that I do my due diligence and make sure I do justice to the individuals who we are covering, within these spaces. But Timnitsu Gabru, who is a PhD computer scientist, is a leader in artificial technology or artificial intelligence, excuse me, ethics research, and a computer scientist who works on algorithmic biases and data mining. So, and it's also an advocate for diversity in technology. Gabru is the founder of Black in AI. So there is a community, which is a community of Black researchers working in artificial intelligence. So because of the work that is needed, and to make sure that they are very intentional, this phenomenal individual created Black in AI, which is a community of Black researchers making sure that they are working on the ethics. And also, she has opened her own firm, which is DIARE, which is Distribution of Artificial Intelligence Research Institute. So also is aimed to influence AI policies and practices and recognize harmful outcomes that technology may have on a marginalized groups. So we wanted to make sure that we are very intentional, and I wanted to make sure that we give the flowers to the individuals that's doing it. So shout out to Timnit, uh, Timnut, to Nate. I'm not even saying the name right, so I wanted to make sure I say it right. So Tanit Gabru, who is a PhD computer scientist, and then also wanted to highlight Clarence Ellis, also known as Skip. So Clarence Ellis, also a PhD computer scientist. Clarence Ellis is a computer scientist who helped develop the uh, the ELIAC 4 supercomputer and headed the team that invented the first office system to use icons and Ethernet to allow people to collaborate from a distance. He's also the first Black person to earn a PhD in computer science. Ellis was a pioneer in the field of operational transformation, which examines functionality in collaborative systems. He is also an early leader at the University of Colorado in Boulder, research on human-centered computing. So I wanted to, like I said, wanted to make sure that we give flowers to these individuals who are doing the work. And then we have an IT professor, Faye Cobb Payton, who is a IT professor and researcher. Faye Cobb Payton is a professor in information systems / technology at North Carolina State University, and a program director at the National Science Foundation in the Division of Computer and Network Systems. Peyton's research examines healthcare, IT biases in tech, artificial intelligence / human computer interactions, tech innovation, and the future of work. So she has also authored over 100 scholarly manuscripts and conference proceedings. So these are the individuals, and one individual that you may be familiar with or you may not be familiar with is Mark Dean out of I'm gonna say he's out of Jersey because he's done a lot of work in Jersey, but he's a PhD computer scientist and inventor who is essential to the creation of the IBM personal computer, and has also contributed to the development of the color PC monitor, the first gigahertz chip, and an industry standard architecture that allow early computers to communicate with external devices. Dean is also the first IBM fellow, representing the highest level of technical excellence, and he is a professor in electrical engineering and computer science at the University of Tennessee. So I wanted to make sure that we, shout out these individuals, give them their flowers, let people know that they are doing some phenomenal work within this industry. But that is just kind of highlighting some of the individuals that are doing the work within AI and shaping the future. But we wanted to kind of hear from you. Let us know where you're tuning in from. This is the Futures Black podcast. And once again, Naseed Gifted and my partner, Dilettante.
Peace.
And today we're talking about AI pioneers, Black innovators that shape in the future. And we're talking about ethics, right? So ethics considerations in AI, which we explore the implications of AI on racial biases and ethics. So how do we address these issues? How do we discuss the importance of inclusivity and diversity in AI development? Like how do we go about doing that when we talk about ethics considerations in AI?
I mean, ethics can be taken in so many different avenues. Like you talking about, you got ethics and racism, but a lot of times when I think of ethics and AI, it's not a racial thing. It's more like a controlling thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like how far do we let the AI go before it takes away your freedom and rights? Or is it morally sound to let AI replace humans or things of that nature? Now, as far as the AI, when you talk about racism, it's more the sense of the programmer and what he programs into the AI.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look up black people, you look up certain race, it has some racial slurs or indication underneath.
Or just
stereotypes.
stereotypes embedded into the programming.
Yeah, so in order for us to change that, we have to begin to be like other races and start suing. Like the Siddiq Oscar Nazi Jews, you say, son, they got a law firm that tax everybody, the Asians, everybody. We gotta create a firm that just sues. To just go after everybody and sue. And then also, besides suing, we have to create our own platforms so we can program it so it can show images that represent or information that represent us in our truest stat, because they assume all black people are monolithic when we not. So my thing is, like, when you talk about ethics, it's all about your intentions and what are you trying to achieve and what avenue of ethics you going in, because some people ethics, they talk about sexuality when they may be like, yo, I don't care about that. This next person ethics may be race and they may don't care about that. But then there's the ethics of your freedom. Like how they're using AI and copywriting people's voices.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And,
damn,
and,
like,
and then using this stuff in perpetuity.
yeah, and making money off it, creating albums and videos. So it's like, damn, what are ethics in that? Like, you getting rich off of my likeness.
Yep.
So these are the things that's in court now, and serious cases happening now about that issue. Even Kendrick and Drake, when they got on Drake about using Tupac.
Oh yeah.
Like the imagery of that. So these are the things, we got to
yeah.
prepare ourselves for in the future.
Yeah, because I know they have when we talk about AI and one of the things that you could do is you could copy art styles, right? So because you could copy a various art style, like if you wanted to look like a Van Gogh or you wanted to look like a Machindo's painting or something like that, you can have it mimic those styles, from an art standpoint. Or if you want your voice to sound like Kanye West or like you said, Kendrick Lamar, when they writing rap lyrics or developing music, develop a beat pattern or a speech pattern
Yeah.
that mirrors that of Kendrick Lamar or something like that. How do we, address those things? Because Hollywood is looking. I mean, they're. I mean, we talked about this a few weeks ago. What Holly with Tyler Perry, for instance,
Yeah.
wanted to not. He was looking to enlarge his studios. Now he's decreasing the size of his studios because of AI and
Yeah.
this technology and everything. Because they don't need such a large footprint. Because what AI is doing is becoming a tool or a weapon, is either going to take away jobs or is going to, enhance some of the things you're doing. But some people are using it as a tool to just kind of replace certain things. When we talk about extras, we talk about one of the things that we've seen is B-roll footage. You don't actually have to have somebody doing it. You actually just come up with the prompts and
Yeah.
say what kind of footage you want, and you add that right into your piece. Regardless of how you wanted photorealistic, if you wanted an anime version, if you wanted to have a retro feel to it, whatever the look, feel, and tone that you can actually program that into the AI, to be able to kind of do that, and now I know we talked about it a couple of weeks ago with Sora. They're doing photorealistic videos,
Yeah.
4K videos, minute videos that you're going to be able to add voiceover to in a minute. And now you're going to be able to put these pieces together and form Voltron. And for those who don't know who Voltron, just look that up. But,
Yeah.
that is like some of the future pieces of it. Now, the ethics is like a lot of this stuff when we talk about copywriting, trademarking, and everything, and image and likeness, and, NIL. That is going to is going to be out the door, but it's also still going to be in the door, because if you are you're taking advantage of someone's image and likeness. I was just on FB Facebook earlier today or yesterday, and when one of my people's shout out to Sean Allen, he was talking about how someone just took one of his art pieces and just embedded it in the flyer. You know what I'm saying? So like bootlegging now,
Yeah.
they're gonna be straight jacking your whole style and everything. You know, uh, you know, and that, I mean, we talk about ethics and that, and then you're not getting no payment, no royalty, no nothing. There's no contract, there's no
Mm-hmm.
nothing added to that, and that's what AI is adding into this piece. And the ethics consideration with regards to that is something that we need to look at. They don't even have laws. They don't even have these performers and everything. Don't have this in their contracts or anything.
Yeah, it hasn't caught up yet. It's starting. The wheels are starting to turn, as far as law and court cases and how to handle copyright infringements dealing
Mm-hmm.
with AI or art and creativity.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's also the side of saying reality versus virtual reality. Like, when is enough.
Yep.
You look at some of this technology or some of this it's like to say you pushing it on the people, but then it's the side of what detriment to their health.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sitting in front of a computer, the goggles, all that stuff. Like, what does it do to your vision or your brain or anything like
I
that?
mean, well, just from when we get into energy and balance and all that
Yeah.
stuff, there's an EMF, there's electrical magnetic impulse that's being added to you, that's interfering with your aura, your system, the
Mm-hmm.
electromagnetic field. So when you disrupt that, you causes imbalance. And when you have imbalance in your body, that causes disease. And disease, it affects, various areas of the body. And then what your body tries to do is autocorrect, but like you're saying, with the over saturation, overexposure, I mean, from the cell phone to the computer screens to all of these different devices that are, uh causing an imbalance in your body, later on those things develop some type of irregularity, some type of cancers and
Yep.
uncontrollable growth of cells, all of these things. And that's because of this exposure that you're talking about. So the health reasons, but making sure that we get, we keep it on the AI. Where do you see like the future of AI? And we talk about inclusivity, right? So how do we examine that and leverage it to promote? exclusivity?
I don't think it'd be any inclusivity. What's happening is already happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you signed up for your own self destruction.
Okay.
What you're going to find is AI is going to replace the need to pay anybody black because they're going to create an imaginary character. And then what you're going to do? They're going to create certain characters. Now nobody eats, nobody does anything.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It's going to take out.
yeah. So it's
So we
like,
talking about voice acting, we talking about animation, we talk about all of these
yeah,
different avenues that you're using it, from virtual assistants to everything else. I mean, the technology is here. Like, a lot of people are
yep,
using it. A lot of the stuff that the emails that you might be getting, you know, a lot of that stuff may be AI generated. I know that they're adding AI to Google as well as um Microsoft platforms and everything like that. I mean, you have it on your cellular device now. You know,
what's going to
depending on,
happen is it's going to be a battle now of who's really telling the truth
yeah,
or what's real.
yeah. Is
To
this
the,
authentic, or is this
yeah, to the point people gonna be like, never mind, I ain't even gonna bother. People gonna go back to the basics again.
Oh yeah. I mean, because authenticity is going to be definitely on a high, to be able to, you know, prove that this is an original concept versus something that was just generated through artificial intelligence.
A prime example, since we talking about AI and ethics and all this other stuff of authenticity, NFTs went up and went rock bottom. I mean bottom, because people at the while said, wait a minute, what am I paying for? A computer generated image.
Yep. Well, your access to the computer generated image, man.
Man, listen. So at the while, that's what's going to happen with a lot of these things.
And for those who don't know, NFTs are non-fungible tokens.
Yeah.
You know, just so you know. I mean, I know we talk about a lot of technical stuff, so we want to make sure that we break it down, you know, for anyone who's actually tuning in. And non-fungible tokens are either digital or digital assets. You know, it could be film, it could be image, it could be audio clips, it could be any of those things. And the original file is the NFT, or the not, or the source file. Like, it's like it's like for the rap, for the music industry, it's like your masters, right? And then everything else is a duplicate for the most part. So if you give it to other people, you know, derivatives, and then you can also have derivatives of the masters or whatever. But the person who actually owns the masters or the NFT, you know, actually has some exclusive rights to this particular digital asset, and then that's usually, you know, maintained on a blockchain for, you know, for other people to see that you actually own this particular asset. And because you own it, and then because it's exclusive, it gains value, or that's the notion behind it.
Yeah.
And then when it gains value, just like with art, you know, over time, you know, you can resell it on a market for much higher than what you actually paid for it. And that's kind of like the concept behind that. But with artificial intelligence now, some of the exclusivity of the actual art pieces, and when we talk about art, we talk about all various forms of art media, you know, that doesn't become original anymore, and now it's just something that's been generated. And when you look at artists, you know, like us, like ourselves, and the other artists who are doing the work out there, you know, they kind of minimize, you know, the work and effort that they put into their actual pieces. But the level of detail, you still can't get the level of detail that you would get, you know, from an actual artist in the digital art. I mean, not the digital, let me take away, not the digital art, but from, you know, what AI is generating. And then even with AI is from imagery and video standpoint, there's still flaws. It still can't do hands, it still can't do feet. You know, I mean, of course they're working out all of the bugs on this stuff, but it's using prompts to be able to build these things. And then when you talk about duplication, it's kind of hard to duplicate, to come up with an original concept and then duplicate it to over and over again. You could save it, but you can't duplicate it and then say, oh, let me take the same thing and just tweak the eye a little bit or whatever. You'll do a revision of it and it'll almost give you a whole different piece.
Unless that's what they're telling us.
That's, I mean, and understand when you do these prompts and these platforms are picking this stuff up, one of the things that we do need to know is that this is sitting on somebody's database somewhere. So you think you owning this, and then you got these companies that have access to this stuff on the database, man.
Sometimes we also got to say to ourselves, they can do all that. We all know it's time we just deal in reality and show that the government is like 20 years ahead, the military, the army. So we thinking it can be done. They creating the whole scenarios and everything, so creating a false reality.
Yeah, shout out to Luan, man. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. He said program biases and AI is something I said will happen. Definitely, because we're not programming, the biases definitely are embedded into the program. Then he also chimed in and said he was never sold on the NFTs. I got you, brother.
I couldn't get it myself.
Yeah.
You want me to pay what?
Wait, how much is that, man?
A monkey? A picture of a monkey? Like what?
Yeah, I don't know what. I still don't know where. But some people made millions of dollars off of this stuff. So it's all about exclusivity. It's about supply and demand. So anytime you and marketing, right? Because if you create value in anything, then I mean, even with when we talk about the dollar bill that we use today only has value because we give it value. The government says that you can use this to plenish for goods or whatever, but you can do just like in the Black communities. We barter and we switch off on clothes and sneakers and all this stuff. These are all we can use as assets or things of value. And because we give it value, like these new J's has coming out that people spend hours and weeks and they sit outside and wait to just to be able to have access to buy them, just to resell them, because there's a limited supply, and then you put there's a limited supply, and then there's a high demand, so now you put them on the resale market. So you'd rather you'll sit outside and wait for these new J's to come out, get those, and sometimes you may wear them once or twice and then resell them on the open market for much more.
It's not a limited supply.
Oh yeah. They make it a limited supply.
Yeah, they tell you
to increase the demand, and to jack up the price, to jack up the price, So that is like some of the marketing strategies that people are using to be able to do that. And that's what we talk about with AI, just being able to talk about exclusivity. And now we're talking about inclusivity, to be able to address the biases that's embedded in the programming and the programmers, because they are not from our general communities, and then they have these implicit biases, within what they're doing, that gets put into the programming. So now when you're looking up certain facts or you're looking at it to be researching certain databases and stuff, it's giving you responses based on somebody else's interpretation of that particular group. So that's something that we are looking to definitely address, and we definitely need programmers. We need programmers. We're going to pause right there. We're going to just thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in to Phocused Black Podcast each and every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And today we are talking about AI pioneers, Black innovators shaping the future. So we were talking about a number of individuals that are shaping the future, and because they're shaping the future, they're making sure and they're being very intentional about the implicit biases. But we're talking about the future of AI, because AI is here and it's here to stay. So we also know that, and we want to kind of get into how, we talk about the ethics, we talk about the racial biases that's in this, but strategies on how we promote inclusivity, in AI technologies. I know you said there's no future in all of that, and when we should actually, move away from it. But please know that it is here. If you have Siri or what's the Google one? I mean, what's the Android one?
I don't know.
Yeah, what's the virtual assistant?
I don't even know.
Oh, okay. See,
I don't
this guy, and he's. So,
you get fed up after a while.
Like, yeah, he's getting caught in the past, y'all. We got to catch him up. Yeah. So please let him know. See, I'm an Apple product guy, so that's why I know Siri. On the top of my head.
Just Google it.
Google Assist. And,
yeah, that's it.
Oh man, what is it?
I just whatever I'm
what
looking
do
for.
you call it when you doing Google?
Hey
Google, you say something.
It is like just Google.
Yeah, I guess Google. But what's the other one? What's Amazon? What's Amazon?
I don't know. I didn't know they had one.
Yeah, Amazon. You call, you say, hey,
the little thing in the house.
Yeah. You say, hey,
what is that?
Oh man. Hey, we're having we'll get back to that though, But let us know what you feel about AI and when we talk about the pioneers, the Black pioneers that are making waves, and we we wanted to highlight their success stories, but we also wanted to talk about the ethical aspects of AI or artificial intelligence, and then the future of it, because we know it's here to stay. We know that there is a lot of jobs that's going to be lost. I know we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but one of the things when we talk about AI, the amount of people that they needed to operate the video cameras and everything like that, they said that it wasn't even worth the amount of manpower. So they actually went back to just having people watch the cameras, and then self checkout was something else that they're starting to pull back. I mean, some stores are actually adding it, but then they're pulling back, a little bit because of shrinkage, because one of the things that the human eye is, the hand is quite quicker than the eye. And some of these people, boy, they slick, boy. I know you go to the checkout thing and you scan one thing and drop another thing in. You scan one thing and drop another thing in. And that's what's been happening. So shrinkage has been one of these things from these retail stores. And I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of retail stores are going out of business. Like, these things that have been, around for 30 years, 40 years, 100 years, like these things are going out of business. So the retail industry is definitely on the down. If you've been to a mall lately, there's only a few malls that's making it happen. Yep. These are looking like dead zones, when you walk through it. The stores are closing at an all-time rate, and then you have people working from home and everything. I mean, a lot of these things are with regards to this, and then how we leverage AI to kind of help, to, become these tools and leverage it in business. Because, I mean, there are some good pros to AI with regards to, using it as a resource and everything, when you are, you're developing your business plan and you need an outline, and you want to, you have these chapters in a book that you were looking to write, or you have a script that you're looking to write, you can actually use it to actually help you organize your thoughts, and then actually maybe even structure something better, than what you were doing, and you have these brain farts or whatever the case may be. You can leverage these tools to be able to do these things. And then also, if you want to have a concept design that you need to take to an artist or somebody who's going to make, your idea into a reality, you can leverage AI to be able to do these things. So that is some of the, the benefits of it. But there is a lot of things that's going on behind the scenes. And I just don't want our community to be left in the dust, when it comes to this technology and everything, man.
Well said. Well said. It's one of them days.
Yeah, it's one of them days, man. Like, and I started off with, I don't sing much and I really can't sing, but you could feel it in the streets, and that place. It feels like summer, man. It is definitely summer. Summer is definitely here, man.
Yeah.
So make sure you hit out to these the festivals. There's a number of festivals. If you're in the Brooklyn area, make sure you head out to the Spike Lee Block Party that's happening this Sunday. That's Sunday from 12 to 8. Make sure you check that out. We got what, the North the Shore that's happening here in Newark, New Jersey.
Today they got Rod Digger and Just Blaze.
Yeah, Rod Digger and Just Blaze. So shout out to them. They had Sounds of the City. They have an opening night today.
Yeah.
So if you haven't checked it out, make sure you get out, get some air, add some vitamin D and vitamin E to your skin. Get more melanated. That's all I'm gonna say. Get more melanated out here. Get that sun. Get that sun.
Another thing, like when you're outside, people need to start taking notice of how the infrastructure is changing and how technology is being embedded in basic everyday life, Like even something just as simple as you went from using an ATM card, now you just tap it on your phone.
Oh yeah.
Like, people just take notice of how the technology has transformed around you and transformed you. See how it affects you and those around you. Some technology you with and some you're not. You pick and choose.
No, definitely. I mean, and like I said, artificial intelligence, I know this is one of the topics that's big. One of the things, like I said, we wanted to make sure we highlight the individuals that's doing some of the work, that has their foot to the ground and making things happen. But we also wanted to, make sure that people are not in the dark about a lot of the stuff that's happening around us, because we're not in these particular industries and everything. You don't know nothing about it. Myself and Dilettante just happen to be, on the forefront of a lot of these things, so we get to interact with it mainly on a daily basis. So we actually know the pros, the cons of, leveraging the technology and everything. But like I said, the ethical piece, the authenticity avenues of it, and how are we able to move forward, understanding this particular technology and everything. So if you haven't done anything and get out of this podcast, there is definitely opportunities within the computer programming fields, computer scientists. So make sure that, we pushing our young people to be able to do those things. Artificial intelligence is here. I was actually watching a news, I was watching the news. I don't watch the news a lot, but I actually saw a actual feature yesterday of how they were using AI to actually write code. Now they were using it to leverage and help programmers program better. So now, once you have whatever to do the task that you're looking to create, you're actually leveraging AI to be able to write that actual code in whatever language that is, and then actually have it debugged. Because the one thing, I mean, AI is getting to the point where it's adaptive thinking,
learning.
And it's learning, and it's an adaptive system, but it's trying to emulate what we do on a daily basis, without even thinking. We're making decisions each and every day, and because of one decision, it piggybacks on another, and it piggybacks on another. So please know that, it is emulating what we're trying to do, and using data and everything to make these decisions on these algorithms that is actually basically happening, and is actually math underlined in all of this stuff that's happening here. So this adaptive technology, where we, as artificial intelligence gets smarter, when we get to like the Ultrons and all of the, I know we talk about Skynet and the Terminator, when we talk about the movies and everything. But at this point in time, we have people that's on the forefront to ensure that it doesn't get to that point. But I know we talked about the other week that there's some people at some of these companies like OpenAI that's firing the individuals who are doing the safety protocols and everything. Yeah. So, we just got to watch our backs. But the only way we could truly watch our backs is understand the technology and then be able to adjust and adapt accordingly, because we understand what's going on. And with that, we got a number of things that's coming up. Dilettante, you want to kind of talk about, some of the initiatives that's going on with the 41 Gentlemen's Association, and then we'll kind of get into some of the stuff with KHEM Fest and everything, and then we'll kind of wrap up from there.
We just 41 Gentlemen Association is an organization we started. A couple of us where as though we get together on Sundays as men and share each other problem, but also now we're gonna begin because this month is June's mental health month.
Mm-hmm.
For people who don't know, but we're gonna start branching out. And our goal is in the long run. Now we got this space where we use 41, but also create a cafe and a restaurant. And then we got, as a gentleman, we're gonna begin to go out to events and and showcase and do like events, as far as health, finance, technology. We putting together a men's symposium, I should say.
Yes, a symposium.
Yeah.
Yes, sounds very eloquent.
Yeah, so we just
very eloquent with symposium.
And get brothers.
It's not a festival.
Nah,
it's not a festival, so it's not gonna be music and dance.
Nah.
Man, I don't
maybe
know
a
if
DJ.
Maybe a DJ. Okay,
but to get brothers together to talk about real issues,
Mhm.
and we got to begin to get brothers together to talk about things to push them forward, not to keep them down.
Yeah,
and we got to come together where it's beneficial to us as men. We love our women, all this stuff, but whereas though it has no bearing on them.
Mm-hmm.
So, these are some of the things we're doing. Between that, the HBCU scholarship ride coming up in August. So if you want to donate to that, go to hbcuscholarship.ride.com. So these are some of the avenues we doing on a community level. And, that's what I have. Well, that's what I got for the people today.
Oh, that's what you got for the people. I mean, and on top of that, we have the Afrofuturism graphic novel series, P.B.Soldier.
Yeah.
We actually in the post production of P.B.Soldier Blacklisted, the animated pilot. We got Jazen, the Rose That Grew from the Concrete, the graphic novel, as well as the Afrofuturism experience that we're building. We're looking, we're building out the strategic partnerships that's going along with that. So we're always, just kind of in the technology, with regards to everything that we're doing as far as Afrofuturism, as far as tech. We actually have our KHEM Fest, KHEM Animation Film, KAFF, KHEM Animation Film Festival replay happening in September at the Heritage Hall, September 28th at Heritage Hall. And I mean, we're going to be doing a number of things throughout the summer. So you'll see us at a number of festivals, making sure that we are, furthering the brand, letting people know about a lot of the things that we're doing and recognizing that, this Afrofuturism movement, this technology movement is something that is for our community and not against our community. And then we also want to be able to leverage technology to be able to create solutions and not just make problems for our community as well. That is the true essence of why we are looking to be problem solvers in our community and not just problem makers. We don't want to talk about problems. We want to actually come up with solutions. Yeah. And that's what we kind of want to use this platform for, to be able to address some of the issues, but also come up with possible solutions for the community. And the fact that we're advocating for more people in the STEM fields, because it's the largest growth market over the next 10 to 20 years. This is a part of us being very intentional on making sure that we empower people to be able to, step out there. And you're looking for the job market, you're looking for opportunities. This is where the opportunities are. All right. Yeah. So with that, I always want to kind of close out with some of the things that we're doing. And I want to, let's see, I'm not going to do the Jazen experience. Actually, I want to show the P.B.Soldier Blacklisted clip that we did, and then we'll close out from there. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This is the Futures Black podcast each and every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for tuning in, man. We definitely appreciate you guys. We want to show you this clip from Blacklisted, P.B.Soldier Blacklisted. This is from our graphic novel series, P.B.Soldier The Awakening, and this is P.B.Soldier Blacklisted. Let us know what you think.
To be blacklisted means you are listed among those who were under suspicion and cannot be trusted. To be blacklisted means you are denied access to a certain systems or protocols. Computer, site, network, finally society. P.B.Soldier is looking for a way out, using the exciting particle to hack into the computer network memory. This may be over before it begins.
So that was P.B.Soldier Blacklisted, starring a number of people. One, Tobias Chabillion, phenomenal actor, voice actor, who lent his talents to this project. We had Davion Bussey, Harold Gibson, George Charlemagne. We got my man T doing the music for this actual project. So we are I almost forgot about Ron Scott, who did that phenomenal intro. And then we have Khadija, who actually did the editing for the actual film. So I mean, there's a number of people who came together. This actual film is going to be about 8 minutes, from start to finish. You just saw a clip of it, and we will be finishing this up over the summer. We're going to be entering into a number of festivals and everything. So we definitely excited about that. This is our first animated project. We've done stuff on a smaller scale, but this is actually our first, full-fledged short film that we're going to be, showcasing across the country and everything. So we're definitely excited about that. And then creating an Afrofuturism experience around the Jazen character also. So those are some of the projects that's coming along through PBS Media Studios. And, we're just going to keep pushing forward, man. So I talked about something earlier, and, you need to just be better each and every day, man. Grow yourselves. Make sure that you do some personal development, and continue to be great, man. We're gonna sign out. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Futures Black Podcast. Everybody, thank you. Peace.